Bless you, family. It's your Minister Sanders. I wanted to have a car conversation on the damage of gatekeeping in the black community. On the damage and the issue and the problem of gatekeeping in the African American black community. You know, the purpose of us wanting, us as in our ancestors, I should say, wanting to dream, that whole phrase of my ancestors' wildest dreams, the purpose of that was they wanted to see their descendants get an education. They didn't dream that their descendants, those, especially those in enslavement and then leaving right after enslavement and during emancipation. They didn't dream that the descendants would grow up to be doctors and lawyers and teachers and healthcare professionals and fire, medical, and authors and social media influencers, all these things, politicians. And the purpose of us wanting our people to get into these particular fields was we wanted them to make it better for the race. Not just make it better for themselves, but make it better for the people. Because there's an old saying that says, what's good for the family may not be good for community. But what's good for community is indeed good for the family and the community. So we have to always be mindful that we have to always be community minded. I'm not saying don't look out for your family. But when you're only focused on family, it can be dangerous because of the simple fact that people will kill you over their family. Mistakes can be made when you're doing things in the name of family. Where there's no morals and values being considered. But the purpose of us dreaming to have people in high places, African Americans specifically, is to open the door, to make it lighter for somebody, to make it easier. Like Diana Ross that said, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make the world a better place if you can. That was what it was about. Reach out and touch somebody. Make it easier for them. But what we've done in today's society, we make it easier for ourselves. We make it easier for our pockets. We make it easy for our own children, our own situation. And I think that's just so wrong. And I think it's so detrimental to us as a people because in this society, we've had African American president, vice president, governors, Congress, entertainers, you name it. And they're saying, black scholars are saying, from the best universities who've done research, we have not moved an iota as a people. If anything, we're going backwards. And it makes me wonder and question, why? With all the black entertainers, with all the black media moguls, with all the black, not just millionaires, beloved, but billionaires, why are we still in the same condition? Why do we still have black ghettos and black hoods with no neighbor in it? Why do we still have African Americans leading in prisons, African Americans leading in the unemployment, African Americans leading in poverty, leading and not being in college or graduating, African American boys leading and not reading at the grade level by age 10? Why? With all this knowledge we have today, with all this wealth we have today, with all this artists and skill and talent and learned people. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, Strick, you know why? So, it's the hidden hand, it's the it's the white man, it's the enemy, it's the white supremacy. And I agree with you, beloved. What I'm saying is, do we continue to sit and wait for those to do for us what we can do for ourselves? Or do we begin to do something for ourselves? And with all the talent, the knowledge, the skill, the labor that we have today, we should be a lot farther than where we are today. But the reason why we're not is because we get these people in high political spaces. We get these people become media moguls and things like that. And when they get on, they get on. When they get up, they get out. And that's why it's important for us to start teaching this into our families and community people now to know that everything you do, you need to always think about is to open doors for your people. Never get to a point where you think you're self-made. You are God-made. And people support it. Everything you have is because somebody made it possible. I think it's cringy when I meet a person that tells me they're a doctor and they don't know who the very first doctor in their city was, or the very first doctor in the history of black people was. A lawyer. Who was the first lawyer you know in your state, your city, in the African American community in the United States? We don't know. Whatever field you are in, you should know the African Americans who paid the way, who was called nigger, who was spit on, who was hung, who was beat, who was ridiculed. So me and your black tail could be what we are today. But we get on, we have the audacity to not want to mention a person's name around people who you know could help them, because we don't want them to outshine us. We have the audacity to not want to bring up people who we know can put the whole community on, because we're jealous and envious and they can do things that we can't do. Shame on us. Shame on us. That gatekeeping is horrible. That haterade, spraying it all on folks, is horrible because it's unnecessary. What God gave you, family, He gave you. There's no need to be jealous, no need to be envious, no need to be a haterator. Because when it's your time, it's your time. I've said this, people have said, really, Stretch? I mean this. I've never been jealous of anyone on this planet. Never. First of all, my mother's name is Vichelle. Let me establish that right now, for those who do not know. My mother's name is Vichelle Antoinette Sanders. I wasn't allowed. Me, my brother Vaughn, my twin brother Vaughn, my older sister Kia, we wasn't allowed to be jealous. We couldn't even spell the word jealous. We had a spelling bee, and jealous was one of the word. Mama like, skip past that word. She didn't want us even learning what the word meant, nothing. She didn't want that word to be planted, embedded at all. We not doing jealous. My mother say that to this day. We not doing that. That's out. If she heard me say that, Mom, the boy next door got us. She, hold on, but what you got? She always taught us and still teaches us today to be grateful and thankful for what you have, and don't worry about being jealous of nobody else. And when you get on, you help others. It was Tupac that said, even when you earn, you owe. But again, so many of us are in positions of power, and we just holding it to us. We think it's okay that we the only ones that got the power. But here's the thing though. If you're not helping to light other people up, you ain't got no power. You're still powerless. You rich, but you powerless. You famous, but you powerless. You got a bunch of followers, but you powerless. Who are you featuring on that platform? What other people are you making disciples of the work that you do? See, that's where the real influence comes in. Who are you mentoring? Who's your proteges? If you're an activist, what other activists have you influenced? What other activists have you taught? What other activists have you given wisdom? If you're a minister, what other ministers have you trained and made other disciples of Christ? If you're an artist, what other artists have you taught how to do art, how to paint, whatever that artistry look like, poetry, whatever field you in, who are you helping to train, to teach, to create, to build so they can take it to the next level? Are you bringing on people who do what you do and trying to open doors for them so we all can get on? Or are you just keeping it to yourself because you jealous that if somebody outshine you, then there's no you? That's a personal problem, beloved. Because I'm telling you, that mindset we have of I want to see you do good but not better than me is killing our people. We got to stop that. It's not about that. It's about one band, one sound. When one of us get on, we all on. That jealousy mindset, trying to outdo each other, anything you can do, I can do better. That's not right. It's a detriment to our people. So my encouragement, beloved, is we need to start thinking about that. And if you are a gatekeeper and you know that person, man, we got to start having conversations and pull people to the side and say, yo, we not doing that. I'm going to hold you accountable that when you walk through that door, you have an obligation. We just say, we're not obligated to help each other. Yes, we are. We are very much obligated. The same way Harry was obligated to go get other slaves, same way Frederick was obligated to help, the end emancipation and with the Underground Railroad. The same Chairman Fred Hampton was obligated to fight for his people, and Malcolm and Martin. We are obligated. We keep telling ourselves, I'm not obligated. You are indeed obligated. If God has blessed you with money, power, prestige, a platform, whatever it is, you have an obligation to make it easier, to make it lighter for the upcoming generation and for those who are existing now. And if you are not doing that, that's problematic. You are a problem, and we need to have a conversation. I look forward, y'all, to the next conversation. Bless you. Power to the people.